Yo guys, you know what it is. I officially passed my second phase on my 5K account, and you just know how it is. Like, we coming up, but it's only 5K though, so I gotta keep practicing my skill, then go for higher accounts. Right now I have a 10K account, but I've taken 3 losses on it, so I just have to chill out and just have to reassess what I did wrong and right, as this is Sunday's trading revision. So if you guys like this video, hit that like and subscribe. You know I'm not gonna stop till I get to the top. Okay guys, we are starting with Tuesday on Euro USD. So we took a sell here. The reason why we took a sell here, I'll quickly go to the 4-hour time frame just to see what's happening. So we can clearly see that price is just trending to the downside and came up for a retracement. What we can see here is that price could potentially push and break through and push to the upside. Although for this, I was actually expecting price to continue following the trend instead of breaking it. And what happened is price decided to do what I wanted it to do. It doesn't always happen, you know, trades aren't always certain, but that's just what I was betting on. As you can see here, that price deviated like 46%, which is a really good percentage for price working in my favor. And you can also see that price rejected off the monthly open price, plus it grabbed a whole lot of liquidity on the way up. It didn't actually break through this liquidity, as I think that's a good thing in the sense of there's a strong resistance here, and that's why I took a sell. This box here is really just like an indication of where price could potentially reject off, as this is like the previous high on the 4-hour time frame, I'm pretty sure. So I took a sell here, as there was also good timing on top of that. Price did arrive earlier, and during my videos I was talking about how price was going to range first and then grab it, as it was the wrong time, and price did exactly that. Price came down, price ranged after that, and then came back up to grab the liquidity to put back to the downside. So I took a sell right here at 820, which is perfect timing as well. It's January as well. In January, what I've known on backtesting is that, you know, this trending phases, or my strategy works really well during January to March, but I just have to be, you know, straight at it. But this is what happened. Took a sell, and then I added in a position later on because price, you know, broke structure without actually breaking to the upside. So I took another sell here. You clearly see price just continue pushing down. And from here, guys, I was actually up all day today because this was my birthday, so I didn't have to go to work. So I was up all day and I was just managing the trade in the sense of just watching it, watching what it was doing, how it was doing. And the only two areas which I thought was a bit of a problem was this area right here and this area right here. The reason why these two were a bit of a problem is that this was a liquidity area, which I thought that if price did grab this, plus this demand zone, even though that's not part of my strategy, I understand it, that price could continue pushing up, as this is also a part of the structure it had. As you see here, price clearly broke it. It rejected off the monthly open price, and at this point I thought price was just going to continue pushing to the upside because it clearly rejected off this area, and I was like, yo, okay, I probably should have taken a buy here because it was still within my time, although I still had that bias in mind where price wants to touch this weekly open price, as since Monday it rejected off it and it hasn't come back to touch it. So took a sell here, prices continued to push down, lower. Next day came through, price did the same thing. I had like a 10 pip stop loss right here. So my stop loss was at this white line. Price did come a bit close to it. If I was to have a 4 pip stop loss, which is my original usual, what I did for my strategy, I would have still been fine as well. It would have been close, but I would have still been fine. The reason why I had a 10 pip stop loss is because I believe that price is in a trend at this point, and for trends, I think price needs to have a bigger stop loss so that, you know, price can breathe a bit more. So, you know, I played it on until price came to my time for trading, and you can clearly see price still pushing down. It was lining up for a buy later on, which I think I did take a buy here, maybe. No, not here. I took it on Euro USD, but this is what happened. Price just continued pushing down. It hit the mini bias that I had in mind for price to do, and it did exactly that. So price at the bottom weekly open price, it went straight through it, and all I needed was this amount for me to pass my account, as I was in drawdown. So for this trade, it was pretty well taken. If I was to hold this trade, I would have had like a 10 pip stop loss around here. So if price decides to make it above here, I would have been invalidated. Let's just see what happens. So I'm playing it. So price would have invalidated me right here, and I would have probably taken out for less than the amount that I had right here. The reason why I took out, like I said before, was just because this is all I needed to pass my challenge. So I would have probably taken out for probably a 1 to 8 and a 1 to 5. That's what I'm assuming, which is still a lot in this one trade. But coming to the next day, Euro USD, price pushed down. And you can see that price was just kind of pushing to the downside, wasn't actually going on the other side. And I think I have seen this when I realized it on trending phases, and this is the trending phase on the higher time frame. So price doesn't really go to the other side, it just continues pushing down. As my impulses came in, price rejected off the weekly open price. I took a sell here. And I took a sell here just because of how smooth price was and rejecting with the weekly open price. So I took a sell here. It was good timing as well. Although there wasn't too many confluences, I could have waited for price to grab all of this liquidity before pushing down. And from waiting for that, I wouldn't have taken any trades at all. So this trade here was just a stupid trade. I never should have taken that trade. As for coming to GBP USD, which was the next trade I did take, I'm pretty sure I did take. By the way, I took all these on my other account besides the big one. So this was GBP USD. It was on a Wednesday, my bad, Wednesday. I took a buy here just because it was at the bottom of the range on GBP USD. Price ranged 5 minute on the 5 minute time frame. They grabbed the liquidity, and there was a monthly open price. So I'd say this is just a normal loss, even though price went straight to the weekly open price and past it. Because price had the same bias as Euro USD to touch the other weekly open price and touch the other one. As for this one here, this one didn't actually specifically touch the weekly open price. As I was waiting, you can see my alert right here. I was waiting for price just to touch this area, touch a monthly open price, and I would have taken a sell on this one as well. And you would have seen I would have had the same results for both Euro USD and GBP USD. I would have been heavily in profit. Although I didn't take it, I took this buy here as it was at the bottom of the range on a higher time frame. Although price was still trending low, it was like in a sort of range, a small range. And then I also took a buy at the bottom of the range on the 5 minute time frame. The problem that I did here was that price had a mini bias, which was to hit the other weekly open price. So that's what I could learn from this, is that if price has a bias to hit the other weekly open price, do not take a buy no matter how good it looks. But I was also thinking that price was going to come up to the daily open price to push back down. So I would say that this trade is not necessarily a useless trade. It was just like a normal loss, but I can also see that price wanted to touch the weekly open price. Coming to the next trade that I took on Thursday, this was also on my 10K account. I took a sell here. The reason why was price is in a trending phase, so I just thought that price was gonna reject off this area as it did before. As you can see, price did not do that this time. It actually pushed down and then came straight through and rejected off this area. If I was to be more patient, I wouldn't have taken a trade at all. And I was actually waiting for price to go to the 50% retracement, which it did. You can see that this area here is a 50% retracement. You can also see here is probably a better place to take a sell, but it was either at one of these two, but I just had this one in mind as it was 50% retracement. The reason why it's a 50% retracement is because I've seen this in a trending phase that price rejects with a 50% retracement. Although you can see how price moved, how far price moved. I'm pretty sure price almost moved 1% in this area right here. Yeah, 1%. I probably should have, not taken a trade at all, as the one just above here, which is probably the golden zone, which is a 61.8% retracement area, was the best to take. And that was all for this week, guys. So what I could learn from this is that one trade was completely useless. Never should have taken that trade. These two trades you can say are pretty normal, but I can still learn from them, as price had a mini bias here and price had retraced higher as it also went further. You can say that. We'll say that just to learn. But you guys, overall, that one trade took me out of drawdown from the beginning on Euro USD. That one trade took me out of drawdown, and it helped me pass my funding account. So what I could learn from this, guys, by the way, I'll add this in, it's also my biggest win ever, $520, which is crazy. But what I could learn from this is one trade can save your account. Anyway, guys, if you guys like this video, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe. I'm not going to stop till I get to the top.